Hello everybody, and welcome back to another segment of Total Mayhem Adventures. Now, a while back I put a video saying I'm about finished with this boat. That's it, I'm done. Well, you know how that never goes, right? And things are going to change up. There's a couple things that happened my last time out, and there's a couple things I'd like to say about this boat, good and bad, in case you decide to build something like this. First off, I will say I ran into a couple problems last time I was out. Now granted, it was a beautiful day when I started out, you know, just like the tail of the SS Minnow. Started out on a nice trip and everything went to crap. This big storm came about while I had my trolling motor out. So the trolling motor's out. I forget to pull it back up when everything's said and done. I jumped back here because the rain was pouring. So I jumped back here on the motor and I started the Yamaha and I started taking off downstream while it's pouring down raining. Granted, the whole time it's pouring down raining, there's water coming across the deck. It's all going into the boat and started to worry me there for a while. Plus, I couldn't see where I was going. And in the Potomac River, there's a lot of places that are shallow and sometimes you really need to be paying attention. So other than basically just running into some grass, some high grass in the river, slowing me down a little bit, that was fine. What wasn't fine was, like I said, I'd left my motor down and I didn't realize it because things happened so fast, and I wound up busting off my impeller. Yeah, I busted off my impeller from my Motor Guide 3. As you can see, it's got a new propeller on it. Excuse me, my mouth's a little dry. So, I got a new nylon washer, I got a new pin, I got a new propeller, and I got a new nut. Okay, what am I going to do if this ever happens again? Well, I bought 2 of everything. I'm not going to get stranded out there again, and I'm not going to deal with this issue. Another thing that was going on, since I bought this Motor Guide on Facebook Marketplace from a guy, was the indicator. The indicator was looking really bad. That's it right there. Can you read that? I sure couldn't. So I ordered a new indicator, which is basically this piece right here. And all it is it's got 3 screws that pulls that off. There's a lock washer on there and a spring that comes with it. And you just take that apart, you snap it back into place, slide the lock washer back up on there. You set the gear where you want it so that everything's pointed right. Notice that's pointed that way, the motor's pointed that way. That is all good. I was debating on whether to order a pump, a bilge pump for my boat. It's a little boat, you know. I'm thinking, you never know, I doubt it. So I put it out of my head, I left it alone for like a week. And when I got slammed in that big rainstorm, I really wish I would have had it because I really would have used it. That being said, I've got one on order. I'm waiting for it right now. Not only do I have that, but I ordered a float switch to go with it. So when it gets to a certain level, it's going to pump out. And that's even when it's sitting still. Now I'm going to get me a new cover. My other cover is kind of old and the water was getting in my boat and it was getting kind of deep in here. And even though I put a drain in it, the drain I didn't want at the complete bottom of the boat, so I had it an inch or so above. I'll show you. An inch or so above. That's it right there. That's it right there. I have a stopper on the inside. It's all PVC. It's silicone, really good on both sides. So that's about how high it comes to the water. If it's any higher than that or lower than that, it stays. So I'm going to have a bilge pump on here that anytime the water gets high enough for the float switch, or I might even eliminate the float switch just so I can come out here and hit a couple switches, I can make it work. So things are on the agenda for today. Granted, I already fixed my impeller. I put the guide indicator on. I've got another thing I got going on right now. I'm thinking about ordering my navigational lights, the red and green, but for the time being, I got these off Amazon. These lights right here, I'm going to put one there, I'm going to put one here. And what they're going to do is I'm going to be able to hit a switch, toggle switches, be able to hit a switch. I'm going to make a board, and I'm going to be able to turn them on whenever I want to. At the same time, when I get my navigational lights, I'm going to do the same thing. I got 2 toggle switches. I'm going to hook them both up. But also on top of that, something else I got off Marketplace is these clamps, these battery clamps that you can actually hook wires up to, and you can slide it up on down on your marine battery on the round part, on the post, I guess, the terminal post. You can slide them up and down when you need them. So I have another battery that I have a spot for right there into that hatch. And what I'll do is I'll have my wires running to that, and whenever I want to use my lights, I'll just take those clamps, run them down on the terminal post to clamp it, and I'll all of a sudden be able to run all my lights off this boat and any other accessories that I want to hook up, like my beacon lights, my red and green lights I'm going to be putting on here. And I'm even thinking about putting a radio in the Minnow, thinking about putting a radio on the boat. So all that stuff will be able to run off my other battery, leaving this battery that's under here, my new Die Hard Gold Series marine battery, to just control my motor guide. So at the same time with that, I'm going to be looking around here. I'm going to be saying, okay, whatever happened on this boat, I need to have a tool to fix any problem I run into out here on this boat. Things happen out on the river, things happen out on the lake, things happen, and I'm learning that really fast. All that being said, that's about where I am with this boat today. We got some other things that are going to go on. I'm going to start working on this. When I get the lights hooked up, I'll make another video. I'll show how everything works. I've got some time today. It's still early. I'm going to see if I can get how far I can get done with this stuff, and then I'm taking it out probably onto the Potomac River coming out of Williamsport, Maryland, and take this guy out there and try to get as far upstream as I can so I can troll back downstream for smallmouth bass, bluegill, sunfish, whatever. I'm going to try out my bait caster. I got a new bait caster, Okuma Serrano bait caster rod and Okuma Serrano bait casting reel. Trying to get used to that. I've got another one on order that is right-handed. This one I have now is left-handed. I'm going to do a review of what I think is better. When I use a spin cast rod, I'm always holding the rod with my right hand. I reel with my left hand. That's how I set up this. That's why I got the Serrano that I have now as a left-handed reel. I'm not sure if I like that as much. We're going to find out if I like the right-handed reel better. We're going to have one of each. Plus, I'm getting ready to design a rod holder so I can take and stand my rods up. They'll be out of my way, and I've already got a PVC. I've got the board, so I got whatever I need to do it. I'm just gonna figure out how I'm gonna do it. And we're gonna go from there. If you've been watching this channel, I really appreciate it. I've got a video coming up of where we went fishing the other day. I'm just learning how to download this stuff to where I can edit it properly so you'll have better content to watch. All that being said, all my lights work good. I really like the tires on my boat now. Everything's coming together. But like I said, it's like, I keep saying, well, I'm done with this and I'm done with that. I don't think you're ever done. They say that the best days to own a boat is your first day and your last day. Well, just the days in between that'll get you. So my daughter makes these really cool. I'll put a link in the bottom of my description of my video. You can get these, the vinyl right there, all day long. As well as we make custom vinyls. You can find me on Terry's Creations on Facebook. You can find Terry's Creations on Etsy. We do all kinds of neat things. Appreciate you supporting the channel, watching the videos. Pretty soon here I'll be doing a video. I've actually got a video coming out, like I said, of the last time I took this thing out fishing. And when it comes to my first time out, I will say, I don't know how a regular John boat is. I know they're not as wide. I know they're not shaped like a V-hull. This right here, to sit in that seat, swivel seat, and run this motor with my foot, it was very comfortable. It worked out very well. I could stand up and move around. It never felt like it was going to flip over. Never felt like it was going to throw me out. And that was the biggest plus. That was my biggest worry. So if you're planning on doing this project, just know it can work. This has been a chore. I've got a lot of time into this boat. Keep telling the wife, you know, I'm going to wind up selling this boat and moving on to bigger and better things if she decides she wants to fish with me more. If not, this is the perfect boat for one person. I sit back in the back just when it comes time to run my outboard motor, my little Yamaha 8 horsepower. I was in Cabela's the other day and a new 8 horsepower motor was $2,000. I don't have $2,000 for a motor. I think I paid $250 for that. $200 to $250, you know, it's just been redone, as in serviced. Starts right up, runs just fine. I put these seats in here. That's a swivel seat. See what's going on. Get the idea. I also have a new winch coming. So it's always about upgrades. Always find out the best way, what you need to make your boat better and safer and more efficient for what you do. And that's all I've been trying to do here. If there's anything I can help you with, you have any questions about this boat, if you have any questions about anything I'm doing here, ask me. I will give you as much advice as I can. I'm no expert. I've never been a boat person. This is my second John boat. My first one I'd never registered. I wound up selling because I couldn't get a title for it. And the boy that bought it was going to use it on a farm pond, on his farm pond. And that's perfect for him because, let's see, we all need what we need, and the price I gave him was exactly what he wanted to spend. He didn't haggle, and I didn't have to haggle. It was a decent, fair price. All that being said, for the last time, I hope you guys have a great day. Be safe out there on the water because things happen, and as I go along, I'll be making upgrades. I'll be showing you the upgrades, and I'll be explaining why I upgraded these things. Trying to think if there's something I didn't tell you. I feel like I'm forgetting something. But I'm really not. Like this video, share these videos if you need to. Subscribe to this channel because we're gonna be doing a lot of neat things. It's not just gonna be fishing. It's gonna be a lot of different things that I do. Hunting season's coming. We're gonna start doing that, and I'll be taking my GoPro with me, and we will be making some videos. Y'all have a wonderful day.